The challenge was to determine if the fire-induced floor system failure could occur in WTC7 under ordinary building controls fire. They're out to prove that building 7 order to make probable that building 7 could go down due to fire. And they know that this is a challenge because failure of a floor beam in a fire is a rare event, and so they know that this has never happened before or after. And still they claim that it happened 3 times on the same day. Now the probability for this to happen 3 times on the same day, the event which has never happened before, is very, very low. And in my opinion, and many others, they do a poor job. Now I'm presenting you the actual mechanism, the mechanics of the event according to NIST. And you might observe in the video I showed, the third video I showed you, the one taken long distance from Midtown Manhattan. You can see that there's a penthouse on the roof. The eastern penthouse, which went down before the rest of the building, and so the collapse is initiated by a kink in this penthouse. So the mechanical model, has to account for this. Now, here we have a little problem about east, west, and northeast, because the picture you just saw was from the north side. And this is the ground floor system, and this is the south side. You have to use your imagination. The penthouse with the kink is about the column 79. This is the north side, this is the south side. You view the building from the north side, and you saw this corner here, the penthouse is above column 79. And NIST now proposed that there was a fire on the 12th floor, which heated the floor beams under the 13th floor. And these are these horizontal beams going here. And we know that when something gets hot, it expands. So this suggests that the floor beams here is expanding, pushing the girder, connecting the 79th column and the 44th perimeter column up here off its seats so that it fell down 3, 4, 5, 6 floors, taking the other floors with them, which meant that column 79 lost its sideward support, lateral support, and it started bending and went down. And when column 75 went down, column 80 and column 81 also had lost their sideward support, started bending and would go down. And when they had went down, the whole rest of the center, the spread progressive collapse is what they call it. So the whole interior of the building went down, and then the perimeter, the shell, the hollow, what we see, came down after the interior had fallen down. I'll go into details with this because this was just a summary. But this is the floor beams here, pushing the girder here off its seats. And this is a picture from the NIST report, where we have to imagine that the fire up here on the 12th floor is heating this connection here. It fell down. Column 79 starts bending. Then column 80 starts bending, and everything is falling down. They call it the floor's kind of pancaking all the way down. Now NIST does not make experiments. They barely make observations. I didn't do this. I would rather have the lights up, actually. Okay, yeah, thanks. NIST doesn't make calculations. They do computer simulations, which means that they are building, they have made a computer model of the building, but then they're feeding the computer with what we call input parameters, and then they ask the computer what happens next. I would call it animations, because you can actually get almost any result you want. And I'm going to show you the result in a little while. I'm ambivalent toward showing it, because we all have a tendency to believe what we are seeing. People who have seen Star Wars believe that you have flying saucers and then you have laser beams and that you can fly to the other universe within seconds, but you can't. You cannot fly against gravity. But we leave this to George Lucas. But this is actually what NIST is doing, and they won't reveal the software they're using, neither the software nor the input parameters which the computer used for the calculations. So imagine if you walk up to NIST and say, and ask them a question, their answer is, to your question is, that your answer is in my computer, and I'm not going to tell you how it got out.